Recording now. So this topic is kind of about sales, how to not be annoying, quote unquote, and how even what you're doing is probably not annoying, or you might think you're over posting or something like that. So I'm going to come to talk about like advertising and all that jazz. So if a lot of you guys don't know, if you're just starting out or anything, people on average, I can see a chat. Oh, okay. Okay, that's awesome. Yes. Yeah, if you can, mute all the microphones. Oh, this is so awesome. But if you didn't know, it takes about 7 times for, I was like doing research about this, about like the average of how long it takes people to understand, to want something basically. So it takes about 7 times for somebody to even on average remember a product at all. Sometimes just to even remember that like something like the mascara even exists, the 3D mascara. And it takes about 20 times on average for them to really think of like, I want that, like, because they constantly see it. And I was trying to look for the exact like statistics of what goes through people's brains, but usually when they see something the first time, they like instantly like, no, I don't need that. And the second time they're like, no, why do I keep seeing this? And then they're like, why do I keep seeing this? And then after about the 7th time, they like start getting interested, like, do I want this? And then like a 15th time, they're like, maybe I do want this. And then eventually they're like, okay, I have the money, I'm gonna buy this now that I keep seeing the same thing over and over again. So that's just like the average consumer for basically any products. And yeah, when you guys are popping on, make sure to just hit the mute button. So it's just me, although there's a long slide, so it really kind of sucks that you guys can probably hear that. But so I get people like constantly worried about like posting the same similar type of things, like all about the mascara, all about the foundation, or all about a specific product, or all about the kudos, like practically every day. Don't be worried about posting about the same type of things. Okay, people take a while to keep seeing the same things before they're interested in it. Now that doesn't mean you want to be salesy and keep saying buy here, buy now, but if you keep sharing the same type of things and keep expressing why you love something and showing many different pictures of it, and really just sharing about that same thing, most of the time people aren't always see that, just so you know too. Everybody doesn't see every single post you make, because you can post the same thing on your VIP group, your business page, your personal wall, whatever it is. Maybe they'll see one of them, maybe they won't see any of them. Maybe you post the same thing 7 days in a row, similar, not the same. And then they finally see the 7th day, they randomly see it for the first time in their newsfeed, because people don't check in all the groups. People aren't going to go to your Facebook wall always. They're not going to just see every single thing you post, especially on your Facebook wall. They're definitely not going to see every single post you post. They're going to see the popular ones too. So, if you can have quality content, you're going to get more people interacting, liking it, commenting on it, that type of thing, where it's going to show on their newsfeed. If you're not getting as much action, it's not going to show as many people's newsfeeds. But it is also why I personally like groups, especially to start. And I do not think you should just stick in a group. That's not what I'm saying. If you just stick in a group, you're going to lose all your potential other customers. From people commenting, it's going to show on their friends' newsfeed, that type of thing. But if you have a group, especially when you're starting out and you're adding people in those groups, when you add them into your group, they're automatically going to get a notification that they're in there. They're going to see more of your stuff being in the group, because if they're your friends on Facebook, it's going to show more notifications. Not every single notification always, but at the beginning. I definitely do not suggest only staying in your group, but that's what's awesome about having a customer group. Sometimes people feel more comfortable posting their pictures in your customer base group. Like you can always, anytime people get products, and be like, hey girl, you want to post this? So I call mine my glamour group. Hey girl, you want to post it in your glamour group, or whatever you like to call yours, and they might feel more comfortable. They can post on their wall. That's totally great too, but not everybody feels comfortable posting pictures of themselves like just out in public. But if it's just like a close-knit group of people, sometimes people feel more comfortable with that aspect, which is what's awesome too. So that was just totally got side noted. What was I gonna say? So I'm going through my thing. What I was reading up about, because I wanted to do as much research before coming on about this topic as I could, about the standard behavioral model for like consumers. And these are the 5 stages. Really sorry again about this lawnmower that's outside, because it just started like comments before this video. I'm like, this really sucks. So I hope it's not too loud. But there's 5 different order of people, like what goes through their brain when they're wanting to buy a product. So I'll go through them in detail after. So it's problem recognition, information search, evaluation, and purchase. And then post-purchase. Okay, so those are the 5 things. So problem recognition, they have a problem. and they need something to solve that problem. So that's why I constantly say, especially for my parties especially, are very problem-solving type posts. And as long as you are able to do problem-solving type sharing of things. So if they have short lashes, tell them, you know, how they can get longer lashes. Tell them how they can make their skin, you know, softer, you know, exfoliate their skin, you know, whatever problems that they need. Dry skin, they need the BB cream. Oily skin, they need the press powder. You know, whatever it is, you can solve a problem that they have. A problem with their eyeshadows not staying. Eye primer, a problem with like application, then you can share. That's not like a consuming, like they're buying the product, but they might eventually. But even if you can share a tip, like you're sharing and helping them solve a problem, and that's what you want to most posts that you make. I mean, like kudos post tends to be a little bit different, but you're also helping them save money. And kudos is always a money saver. So when you're posting about kudos, sometimes it can be a problem solver, but sometimes it's like eyeshadow or lip color. But what's awesome about our eyeshadows is they don't crease. Our lip colors, like our ones for this month, like, you know, they are long wearing lip colors. So if you ever have, so you can talk about if people have, you know, issues with long wearing lip products, you're solving that issue. People have dry lips, tell them to, you know, about the exfoliator, about our lip bonbons, that type of thing. So you're going to solve their problems. So that's the awesome thing about this, is people are going out there, and they might be going to Facebook specifically to try to solve their problems, but when they're scrolling through the newsfeed and they randomly come across your post about the amazing mascara or how your eyeshadow lasts all day, it's really awesome, because they're going to be scrolling through and they're like, oh, wait, I have a problem with my eyeshadow lasting all day. And then they're going to be like, okay, let me get more information about this. And that brings us to step 2. I didn't even mean that to make that go so fast. But yeah, information search is the second one. The biggest thing I want to say about that, so they're going to do research. They might go to your website, look at the products. They might Google about the products. They might ask you, anything like that. But when people message me specifically, this is what I recommend. When people ask for more information, and this goes for anything, about joining, about the products, about anything like that, I don't just come at them with 100,000 answers, okay? I'm not coming at them with answers to questions that they never asked. So if they say, give me more information on the products, I'm usually like, you know, what issues do you have is what you can ask. What products are you looking into? What questions do you have about them? Don't just come at them with everything. They ask about joining. I usually ask, hey, you know, questions can I answer about joining, or about the company, or that type of thing. So you're going to answer their questions. So if you come at them with like paragraphs of information, they might not read paragraphs of information. They'd be like, oh God, that's too much. Or maybe you answered questions that they like I never asked. So you give them information and they're like, that's not the information I needed. So then they still have to ask their questions. So if they ask their questions and then you give them the information, you're giving them the right recommendation for products. You're explaining everything that they want to know, that they care about, that type of thing. So that's when they're going for information and they ask you, that's definitely very important. And definitely you can reach out to me, your sponsor, Upline, or anything like that to ask, you know, if they ask a question, you give them the right answer. Definitely go to the website. Maybe they're asking about a specific product. A lot of the products have frequently asked questions and like fact sheets on the products, especially the skincare products. There are some videos on some of the skincare products on like YouTube and things I've gone through on my business page. So definitely try to search for your own answers. But if it's just a smaller question, or you know, you couldn't find the answer on the website or somewhere, then definitely reach out to somebody. And then they do the evaluation. So this is what sometimes takes people a long time. People don't just, some people do. Some people are a little bit more impulsive. I'm one of those a little bit more impulsive people, buyers that just kind of see something, I buy it, that's it. Everybody's not that way. Most people are not that way. They go in the decision-making phase and they like figure out, you know, is it worth the money? Like, you know, do I want it now? Do I have the money now? They're going to keep seeing your posts. And as they keep seeing your posts, they get more and more intrigued by whatever it is. They get more and more intrigued by the opportunity. If you're constantly talking about it in every video and you're constantly making you know, actual like opportunity posts, you know, like I don't even know the right word of what it's called, but basically when you make like posts about lifestyle posts, there we go, lifestyle posts, that type of thing. They're just going to keep seeing your stuff and keep getting more intrigued by it. And then they're going to go to purchase it, which is so awesome. When they purchase them, thank them. Like, I cannot express enough how much you should thank them. Just message them, email them, however, you know, if you know them personally, obviously message them, call them, talk to them in person, anything along those lines. If they just a random person that bought from your website, email them a thank you. Just tell them you really appreciate their business, and that you're there if they have any questions. And then the post-purchase evaluation. This is why we follow up. This is exactly why we follow up. Because this is also good customer service in general, like how you get repeat customers. But after they get the product, they're going to have like an evaluation even for themselves. They're going to think about, you know, did I like this product? Did this work for me? Did this not work for me? That type of thing. What was I going to say? And then you follow up them, and then you problem solve. If they love the product, awesome. You offer the opportunity, you offer them, you know, you offer a party, you offer a referral, ask if they can post a picture and tag you, if they love something, if they feel comfortable, something like that. But either way, make sure they love their product, and if they don't, problem solve them. Sometimes it's user error, sometimes they're not using the mascara right, or it's not the right brush for that foundation, or they didn't let the primer sit before they put the foundation on, you know, something along those lines, or they're using too much product or too little, or maybe it's not the right product for them. And then you help them exchange and help them find something that maybe it's going to work better for them. Maybe a different type of foundation if their skin's drier, they need something, you know, better for that, anything along those lines. But they're going to evaluate if they're basically going to ever purchase again. And if you don't follow up and they're not happy, they're not going to purchase again. That's just a given. And if you don't follow up and they're happy, they might not even come back to you. They might like find somebody else that they like more. But if you're keeping that customer relationship with them and you're chatting with them, they're going to always come back to you because they're going to feel special. They're going to make sure they're going to like that you followed up with them to make sure that they like the product. Like everybody loves it. Like anytime I follow up, I mean, most of the time I follow up, most times I even thank people. People are like, oh my God, I've never been thanked before. Like I have a lot of customers that are now regular customers that were regular customers of other people or anything like that, and they just felt like the customer service was lacking. So that's such a big thing in repeat customers and repeat sales all the time, and growing your team as well. Repeat customers, if you have a lot of sales and not a lot of team members, which I really honestly don't see in our team, which is awesome. I would definitely be talking to you if not, but I know a lot of other leaders have talked about it before, about people who have tens of thousands of dollars in sales and like less than 5 people on your team, like that type of thing. Like that means you're basically not following up, because if you're following up with all these people purchasing, you're going to have some people that are going to want to join. Like it's going to happen. You're going to have people have parties who maybe some of their friends want to join, and then they're buying from their friend now, anything along those lines. Like follow up is so important. And that's what sets us apart too, from just them buying from any old store, because our products are, yes, amazing, but there are plenty of stuff that there are other decent products out there, of course, that they can buy at a store, that they can buy locally, that they don't have to buy online. They buy online from you because they relate to you. That's such a big thing, is them relating to you. People are going to buy from you before they buy from the company. Once in a while, you're going to get a random sale because somebody like, oh, I saw that from somebody else, and it just happened to buy from your website, or just happened to see it, or I don't know, once in a while. But most of the time, people see you and want to support you. They don't really know about the product, but they're like, I'm going to try it. I trust her. That's the biggest thing, is you have to start earning people's trust. And some people, you're going to have their trust naturally. Some of your best friends, your mom, your aunt, your sister, anything like that, you're naturally going to have their trust. If you have gone through a lot of different direct sales company or sales things by any means, it might take a little bit longer to earn the trust back. Because as you're changing around companies, it can look bad. And there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you just find the right company. But if you have sworn that your last company you're in, you swore that that was the best company ever, the best products ever, or anything like that, and then you come to this one and you swear that this is the best, it's going to take them some trust to really believe that. Obviously, you guys know, as soon as you try the products, you become in love, and you don't have to be in love with everything. I'm so sad that one more run away. Oh, that's so annoying. People buy from you. It's our customer service. The trust. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, so it takes some time for them to build their trust up to you. So that's what like loyalty in a company, and that does not matter what company you're in, the loyalty to your company and to your products. If you genuinely love your products and are genuinely sharing them consistently, people are going to grow to trust you. If you're using them every day and you're sharing about them every day, you're posting your selfies of the day, videos, whatever it means, having your parties and to expand your network, that is obviously so important. But if you're doing all those things, you're going to get the sales. You're going to get people join. Sometimes it happens quicker to some people, and sometimes it takes more time. As long as you're working on growing, your network and everything like that, and you're working on, what was I going to say? Building that trust with everybody, building those relationships, not just super cold messaging. Like I have no problem with, some kind of messaging to random people, asking for parties and stuff like that. Make sure they at least know who you are, what your name is, that type of thing. But if you're just going to add random people and start messaging you, that's also going to give you a bad name, because they don't know you. I also don't like to personally message about products specifically, I'd prefer to message about the opportunity or parties, because if you're messaging somebody like you need this product, you don't know what they need. Honestly, you need to know them before you can tell them what they need. If you're going to message them saying that they need this product, like you can definitely message somebody and say, this is my personal favorite, as in your personal, but you can't tell somebody they need something if you don't know what they actually need, how their skin is, how, they are, what they actually like to wear, if they wear makeup, if they just wear skincare, use skincare products. Skincare is a universal thing. Every person in the world should be using skincare. So you can find, somebody can find something in the company that they're going to like. It's just, you have to chat with them to figure out what they'd want, that type of thing. But this is definitely, this isn't like a friendly building like thing. Trying to think if I have any more notes specifically. Yep, exactly. Like that's pretty much most of what I wanted to say. There's a little circle of what you do. You book, sell, sponsor, and build relationships. If you are consistently doing that, like in that order, you book your parties and you're selling the products and you're sponsoring the people. I mean, sometimes people are going to join right away, that type of thing. And then you're building relationships, sometimes before all that, and you're just constantly doing that in a circle, and you're always doing that. You're consistently doing that for the amount of time you're able to in a day. Maybe it's 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. Maybe, you can do it more full time, whatever it is. If you are consistently doing it, it will pay off with time. You have to be building those relationships, that trust, and don't be afraid to keep posting the similar type things. Don't be afraid to post every day or every day about mascara. You can literally post every single day about just mascara. That's what they did for the first 3-4 years of the company. That's all they talked about. And that's how a lot of people make it to Black status, by selling only mascara. So it doesn't have to be mascara specifically. It can be one product, whatever your favorite is. If that's all you talk about, like the first almost 7 months that I was with Younique, I made it to green status and talking about foundation, and I talked about all the foundations because there's different types for different skin. I'm talking about foundation and mascara. I was not into eyeshadow or lip colors at that point. You can definitely make it far in this company talking limited amount of products. You just share what you love, and the repetition is what gets people more and more intrigued. Okay, stop the recording.